Hello, everyone. Welcome to your live stream. I'm David, your favorite teacher, and we are going to have an amazing lesson today. Very, very happy to be here, and we are going to have so much fun. So, first of all, introduce yourself in the chat and tell me where you're from. All right, that's what I want to know. I want to know where you're from. If you don't know me, I am David Alexander Cantu. I'm from the United States of America. I'm from the US. Where are you from? Where are you from? All right, guys, this is going to be a great lesson. We are going to learn some natural native English. All right. Hi, Yuri. Where are you from, Yuri? Welcome to all our friends who are joining in the chat. Where are you from? All right. So very, very nice. So let's learn some English. Of course, this lesson is brought to you by Mondly, the #1 language learning app in the whole entire world. It's the future of language learning. Okay, Anastasia, welcome. Salut, salut, salut. Welcome. Where are you guys from? Where are you guys from, guys? All right. So if we go here, if you go to this link, and I will put it right over here in the chat, you will be able to get a super discount. So before we start our lesson, click on this link right here, and it will give you a 65% discount. 65%, super, super nice discount. Try it out for free right here. Okay, so you can try it, but I would recommend to get the premium. Why is the premium better? Well, you get unlimited use of the app. You get all levels, beginner to advanced, all activities. We've got the chat bot where you can practice pronunciation. We've got different topics. We've got exercises. We've got practical expressions. We got everything, all these activities, unlimited if you get premium, right? 41 different languages, and you get VIP access. So I definitely recommend this to all of you. All right. All right. So Natalie's here. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. How's the sound, by the way? How is the sound? Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? All righty, guys. Let's continue. Let's continue. So drop a like. How to sound and how to speak English like a native speaker. Because the truth is that we have some everyday expressions that native speakers use, that I use with my friends, but a lot of people get confused. A lot of people, they learn expressions in school from these old textbooks, and then they go to the UK or they go to the US and they're confused, right? They don't understand. I am going to help you. I am going to help you today, decode all of these expressions. So let's continue, guys. Expressions to know, right? If you want to speak English like a native speaker. So first of all, of course, everyone says, hi, how are you? That's basic English. But when you go to the UK, when you go to America, people will say, hey, what's up? Or what's new? How's it going? All right. So look at this list and tell me, what is your favorite expression to say, hello, how are you? All right. So let's see who else is here. Diana's here. Welcome, Diana. Welcome, everyone. The sound is perfect. Very nice. How? So Anastasia, not how's your life, but how's life? How is life? Okay, so in the chat, write down what your favorite expression is. Now, some of these, you know, you don't have to use all of these. Right? For example, I use how's it going? That's my favorite expression. How's it going? But you can use the one that you want to use. Right? You can use whichever one you like. All right. So, very nice. Tell me here. Tell me. All right. Now, how are you doing? That's okay. Right? How have you been? That's a good one. Right? How are things? What have you been up to? What have you been up to? What's the latest? How are things going? These are, I would recommend choose one or, understand all of them, but choose several that you like. How have you been? I've been great. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. I've been great. And many times when someone asks you a certain way, the best thing is to answer using that same structure. So if someone says, "How are things?" Things are great. That's the answer. So use things. Things are great. How's it going? It's going great. Thank you. What about you? How are things? Oh, things are doing okay. Things are doing okay. What's up? Someone says, "What's up?" You could say, "Oh, nothing much," or "Oh, nothing special. Just hanging out." Right. So here, all right. These are expressions, and they're very common, guys. Very, very common. So that's the first one. When you are speaking to people, of course, people say, "Hello, how are you?" But a lot of people use different expressions, right? So here we go. Now, of course, let's say you make a mistake, right? Or someone makes a mistake. You make a mistake and you say, "Sorry. Sorry, David. Sorry for my mistake." Now, I can say, "Don't worry about it," or "No worry," or "No worries." You choose. Write in the chat A or B. Right here. All right, right. So, which one is it? No worry or no worries? And that means no problem. Don't worry about it. All right. No worries. Good, good. Thank you. Thank you. We are all here together. Right. We're a team. So that is amazing. So here, let's do this one. Is it A or B? Just write the letter of the correct answer. Right. The correct answer is, I'm going to give it to you in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. It is no worries. No worries. Right. So no worries is don't worry about it. Okay. So let's see. Maybe next time we'll do some polls, right? So you can participate, right? And you can answer these questions. So no worries, right? We're here with you. No worries. Hey, I'm sorry about being late today. No worries. It's all good. That's another expression that you can say, that you can use, which it's all good. It's all good. Okay, very nice. Let's continue, guys. So I was talking to this girl, right, and she's having some problems with money, right? She doesn't have any money. So the correct answer is I'm broken I'm breaking, I'm broke, or I'm break. Okay, so let's see if this works. Okay, which one of these is correct, guys? All right. Which one is correct? So you can answer the poll. All right, so right here, if you're here in the chat, vote for this. All right, vote for this. All right, which one is the correct answer? All right. And oh wow, that's another one. Well, that one is a bit that's when someone that's a little bit more slang, Anastasia, right? So this one, it's not vulgar, it's not slang, but it's it's kind of it's between slang and everyday language, right? But it's not vulgar. If you use this expression A, B, C, or D, then you saying, "Hey, I have no money. I'm I'm the correct answer. Everyone got it right here. It is I am broke. Broke. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's the correct form is broken, right? Because something is broken, right? Something is broken. How is that possible? Right? So here, most people got it right. So congratulations if you got it right. Right? If you got it right. Now, again, this is an expression. Even though something is broken, if you say I'm broken, it would mean I feel bad. Right? Like my heart's broken, or I'm devastated, I'm very sad, I'm very unhappy, right? I'm broken. Right? But here, I'm broke, it's an expression to say, I have no money. Now, if you're broke, tell me in the chat, what can someone do if they are broke? Right. So everyone, let's see. Everyone, drop a like or a 100. Let's get some more people here in the chat. So if you like it, if you give me a heart or 100, any emoji that you want to give me, it will really, really help. So let's do that. All right, guys. And remember, if you're just joining us here, click on the link up at the top of the chat. That will give you a super discount for the premium app that we're offering. Yeah, exactly. So we have polls. We're trying this out, guys. Okay, so if you know me, you know that I love live streaming. I love it because I get to talk to you guys. I get to communicate. It's like a conversation, right? So you can hear the natural English and you can get into the flow, right? The flow. Because sometimes with language, you need to stay and practice it and use it and experiment with it. So I'm helping you do all of that. I'm helping you put it all together so that you can use it in a practical way. Okay, so fantastic. Let's continue with these amazing expressions. So I'm broke. Now, this one's a good one. So, of course, a lot of people say, wait a moment. That's correct. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can also say hang up, hang off, hang on, or hang down. Which one is right? Okay, so choose this one right here. It means wait a moment, guys. Wait a moment. So vote for the correct answer. Now here it's hang. Well, if you hang something, you can hang your clothes in the closet, That means to hang. You can hang the towel. If you have a wet towel, it needs to dry. So you hang it up, right? So you hang it. So some people, they like kids, they go to the playground and they like to hang from the monkey bars. Right? You can hang up the phone. That's a good one. That's another one, Anastasia. But this one is to hang and then up, off, on, or down. A few more seconds here, which means wait a moment, wait a minute, wait a sec. People say wait a sec. It means wait a second. And that's when you're busy. You're busy or you're on the phone, and then someone says, hey, Yuri, hey, Irena, hey, Anastasia. And then you say, hey, I'm on the phone. Hang on, guys. Very good. All right, so hang on. 50% of you got it right. It means to wait. Now, you can say, hang up, you hang up the phone. But let's see if we can come up with new phrasal verbs, new expressions with hang. So you hang something, right? You have a hanger, right? A hanger. Let's see, do I have a hanger around here? No, I don't have a hanger, but it's something here. But you can say hang. What else? Right? Hang up, hang on, wait. It could also be hang out. Right? So hang out. Let's hang out. If you want to spend time with your friends, you can say, hey, let's hang out. Let's hang out this weekend. Right? It means let's spend time together. Let's go out. Let's go to the park. Let's go to the movies. Let's play some video games. Let's hang out. Great expression. So these are the phrasal verbs, right? To hang on, hang up, hang around. Hang around is to spend time. Let's hang around. Someone's hanging around here. Means they're around. They're spending time around here. Bursukul is here. You're not late. You're not early. You're right on time. We're learning some expressions, some native expressions, right? Oh, Bursukul is little. Okay. All righty, guys. Well, that's amazing. That's amazing. So we are learning some expressions. We are playing with the language. Right? It's all about playing with the language, guys. What does it mean to learn a language? Well, it means you got to play with it. You got to experiment. Now, this one is very nice. It means I am very hungry. I'm extremely hungry. Do you say I'm starving? I'm starving. I'm empty, or I'm jellying. Which one means I'm very, very hungry. Just like this guy, look, he's ready for his meal. He hasn't eaten anything all day. All day. He's ready for dinner. So he told his mom, Mommy, I'm starving, I'm starving, I'm empty, I'm jellying. Which one is it? Which one is it, guys? So choose the correct one here. A, B, C, or D, right? I'm, and then A, B, C, or D. All right, guys. Choose the correct one. All right. And now, of course, you can say, I'm very hungry. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. But what if you go somewhere and then you ask them, hey, let me give you something to eat. Let me offer you something to eat, a snack. Right. So you should see the poll on the chat. You should see the poll on the chat. Right. Now, the format is a little bit different, but you'll get used to it. You'll get used to it. So there you have the poll. Just choose the one that sounds natural to you. If you don't know, guess. Guess. Right? Just now. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. I'm going to give you 5 seconds, and then I will give you the answer. Now, the correct answer is I'm starving. I'm starving. Okay, so this one, it's B, right? It is B. So who is starving here? Let's ask, are you hungry? Are you starving? Right? I'm starving. I had lunch at about 2 p.m. and it wasn't a big lunch because I had a very busy day. So I don't like to have a heavy lunch if I have a lot of things to do. That's why I had a very light lunch. That means I'm starving. What about you? What about you? Are you hungry right now? Who else is starving? I'm starving. Who else is starving in the chat? Who else is here? All right. Let's continue with the expressions. All right. We're making a lot of progress, guys. Now, if something is super easy, I'm talking about ridiculously easy. Do you say piece of cake, piece of pie, piece of pizza, or piece of pastry? Right. So what is it? This is so easy. Right. So for example, some people say, well, learning English is so difficult. It's so difficult, guys. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to. And I say, hey, with our app, with the Mondly app that you can find in the chat, you can find it here. It's a piece of cake. It's a piece of pie. It's a piece of pizza. Or it's a piece of pastry. All right. Which one is correct, guys? It means it's so easy. Now, if you learn the traditional way, if you go to a traditional school or get a traditional book, textbook, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult. But with Mondly, we make it easy for you. We make it so easy. It's a piece of cake. Good job. All right, 75% of you got it right. Piece of cake. Super easy, guys. It's a piece of cake. Learning English with the Mondly app is a piece of cake. What else is a piece of cake? What else is a piece of cake? Now, we're not talking about cake like chocolate cake. Some people in the chat are saying, hey, I love chocolate cake. I like vanilla cake. Now, if you want to tell me what your favorite cake is, feel free. Right? The chocolate cake, the cheesecake. I love cheesecake. Right? Chocolate cake, cheesecake. What's your favorite cake? That's fine. But let's stick to the topic. Piece of cake. What's a piece of cake? What's very easy for you? Now, me, I'm a professional linguist. I'm a professional teacher, and learning languages for me is a piece of cake. People ask me all the time, how do you do it? How do you do it? Right? It's so difficult for a lot of people. And so I got so many people asking me this question that I said, hey, I'm going to dedicate my life to helping people learn languages, right? Because It's like a formula. It's like a way of thinking. Right. Now, if you know the formula, if you have the code, then you can learn. Right. So making coffee is a piece of cake. Yes. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, making a cake is a piece of cake. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good play on words. Congratulations on that. Right. Now, cleaning your house is a piece of cake. Right? For me, learning languages is a piece of cake, but for other people, it isn't. Now, the secret is how you learn languages, right? The method. Now, if you learn the right way, it's a piece of cake. If you learn the wrong way, it can be difficult. So make sure you learn the right way. Okay, back to the. So now let's look at some more of these expressions here. So let's look at the picture. All right, we have a guy here, right? He's in class. He is in math class. And he is working on an exercise, a very difficult exercise. I mean, this is very advanced chemistry, very advanced calculus, right? Differential equations. So this guy says, I finally found out the solution. I finally worked up the solution. I finally figured out the solution, or I finally found up the solution. Now, what does this mean? Well, I'm going to give you the definition and then you can think. You can think about the right answer. So this can mean understand, but also solve. So it's a combination of two verbs. This is why they can be hard, because it's a combination. It doesn't mean understand, it means understand and solve. Right. Understand and solve. So for this guy, math is a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake. It's so easy for him. It's not a problem. Right? If the teacher says, "Hey, yeah, can you do this? Can you solve it?" He's like, "No worries. I got you. I got you. I can solve this, this problem, right? I can understand it. So understand it and solve it means figure out, right? So I finally figured out the solution to the exercise. Right, so let's figure this out. This means let's find a solution. Let's solve it. Let's figure it out. So let's say I'm trying to fix something on my computer. I'm trying to figure out how to fix it. I'm trying to figure out. So you can say figure out how, okay? Or figure out something, figure out the solution, figure out the right, figure out the way to to move forward. So try to use part of this experience here in the chat is for you to write. So it's a conversation. So I want you guys to write some sentences with this. So figure out. So for example, we're trying to figure out where we're going to go tonight. So I'm going out tonight. So my friends and I, we are trying to figure out where we are going to go. Right? We're trying to figure out where we're going to go. What else? Other ones. Right. So Yeah, Anastasia says that learning a language is depending on your cognitive abilities. That's true. It's true. Some people do have these linguistic intelligence. That's absolutely true. That is absolutely true. So let's, we're trying to figure out how to give you the best results, right? I'm always trying to figure out how to help learners, my students, the community, you guys. At Mondly, we're always trying to figure out the best solution to help you. Right. So you're trying to figure out how. So let's see. Let's read Anastasia's sentence. I'm trying to figure out how you, David, managed to become so persistent and determined, leading your students to new heights. Well, you're right. Right. I am very persistent and very determined. And how do I manage that? Well, I just honestly, I just I wake up and I follow my schedule. But if I'm sick, if I feel good, if I feel bad, if I'm tired, I just follow, you know, my schedule. I look at my agenda. What do I need to do today? And I just do it. Right. That's just now I know it's hard because sometimes we want to stay in bed. We want to be lazy. We want to, you know, watch Netflix all day. But my secret, that is I just do what I need to do. No emotion. It's not about how I feel. My feelings don't matter. I do what I need to do, and that's it. Right. So, Irena, I figured out how to make pizza, how to make good pizza. That's not easy. That's not easy. People think pizza, it's easy to make pizza. No, it's not. A good pizza, especially the dough for the pizza is not easy at all. Okay, you're figuring out. So instead of I'm trying to figure out, I'm figuring out how to return to class. Yes, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. All right, let's go back. So figure out. Next one. When I was in New York, this is what the guy said. This guy right here said, when I was in New York, I ran on an old friend. All right. Ooh, let's see. Okay, so here, let's end this poll right here. It was figured out. Very nice. Let's do a new one. A new one. So when I was in New York, so the guy on the right here, he grew up in New York. So he went to school in New York. And so, but then he moved, right? He moved to a different city. He moved to LA, Los Angeles. But he visits regularly. So last time he visited, he ran on an old friend. He ran into an old friend. He met into an old friend, or he met on an old friend. All right, which one is it? All right, so here, just read the sentence and then choose the option that works best for you. All right, this is a great, great sentence. And it means, it means that you meet someone, right? But by chance, it's a surprise. You don't organize it, right? You don't organize it. You don't invite them. You don't schedule a meeting, you're just walking on the street. You're walking and walking, and all of a sudden, your old friend from school walks right in front of you. And you haven't seen your friend in a long time. Think about it. Think about it. If you're an adult right now, imagine an old friend that you haven't seen in ages, in a long time. And then you're just walking around, walking on the streets of New York while visiting. And then you run into them. You run into them. So, run into someone means to meet them by chance. So, have you run into anyone recently? Have you run into old friends recently? I ran into an old teacher when it was crazy, right? This is a French teacher. He taught me French. He was on holiday here, and I was just walking, downtown. I was just walking downtown, minding my own business, drinking coffee, reading my book, and all of a sudden, I ran into my old teacher from school. I recognize him. He looks different, but it's the same person. It's such an interesting experience. So I ran into my old French teacher on the streets of Prague. It was very interesting. What about you? Tell me. Right. So Lil says it happens to me to run into people I haven't seen for years. Well, yeah. Now it's more common if you studied or if you worked somewhere, right, and you still live in the same place. Well, of course, it's more common to run into acquaintances, people that you know from your past, of course. Right. Now, I also ran into an old friend, I think it was a couple weeks ago, which is also very interesting because we lost touch. We lost touch. He kind of after a couple years ago, right when the whole world went crazy, he just kind of isolated himself. He stopped calling. He stopped answering my phone calls, my texts. He was a great friend, one of my best friends. And I was confused. I was so confused. I was like, what's happening here? Why is he ignoring me? Well, later on, of course, I found out that he was, that, well, he was having problems. Just put it that way. But I ran into him the other day. I was just walking on the street and I ran into him. Right. And, right. Yeah, it happens. It happens to you. Right. It does happen. So have you run into anyone recently like this guy, like Johnny? When he was in New York, he ran into an old friend. Now look at this girl. She is living the dream. And a lot of young women have been dreaming about traveling and living in France. Why? Because there was this very popular show called Emily in Paris. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever watched Emily in Paris? It's a Netflix show, and all these girls, it's are obsessed with it. I don't know any guys who are obsessed with this show, but a lot of young women are obsessed with it. And it was so so interesting to look at the data and to study the analytics, the Google analytics when it comes to young women and the French language. Well, if you study the data, if you look at the data, you will see that this show inspired countless women to learn some French and to move or travel to France, to La France. Right. So here, so you see this, you see a lot of American women or Canadian also, but mostly American women, and they're trying to learn French. Now, there's a better way to say learn. Now, here, only 33% of you said yes. Okay, so here, if you want to say learn in a better way, right? So you want to say learn, but naturally. I'm trying to pick up some French. I'm trying to take up some French. I'm trying to get up some French, or I'm trying to make up some French while traveling. Now, I get this all the time. I get all these people are asking me, hey, I'm going to travel and I want to learn French while traveling in France, of course, or learn English when I'm traveling, while traveling in America or in the UK or in Australia, or Spanish while traveling in South America or Spain or any Spanish-speaking country. What's the solution? Well, the solution is to get the Mondly app, because you can't carry all these materials. You can't carry books. You can't carry all these phrase books. Don't worry about that. Just you have your phone, download the app to your phone. And then when you're traveling, you can learn some languages and then use them when you're traveling. That's the key right there. Because at the end of the day, you want to use what you learn. Right? When we ask people, why are you learning this language? Most people say, I'm learning English to travel, or I'm learning French so that I can communicate with people while traveling. Now, one of the most satisfying things is to use what you've learned in a real life experience. Now, I can say this, if you learn a phrase, you memorize a phrase, and then you use it with someone at a cafe or at a store or on the streets, it's very satisfying. It gives you a very nice feeling. Right? That's why I recommend, if you're going to travel somewhere, learn the language, learn the local language. What's the best way to do that? Just get the Mondly app. You can learn a little bit, 2 minutes here, 3 minutes here. If you're sitting on the train, you can learn. If you're waiting in line, you can learn a couple quick exercises here and there, and your experience will be much better. Your traveling experience will be 1,000 times better. So, okay, this is, So 50% got it right. Pick up. What does pick up mean? It means to learn something naturally. Right? So I'm going to be honest with you. When I learned Portuguese, I picked it up from the streets of Rio. Now, it's true, I did know English, Spanish, French, and German already, and French and Spanish helped me tremendously. In my Portuguese learning journey, it's almost like I already had 60 or 70% of the language, but I picked it up on the streets of Rio, on the streets of Rio de Janeiro. No books, no lessons. I just picked it up living there. I lived in Rio, and they're so friendly and they're so talkative and the people are so amazing that you just pick it up. You I picked up Portuguese like that. Now, have you ever picked up a skill? So what's a skill that you've recently picked up? Or think about the past. Something that you learned naturally, right? So not something that you know, that you learned, like from a book or from a teacher, but something that you learned that you just absorbed. You absorbed it, right? Instead of learning, you acquired it, right? So here, what I believe, and this is in the Mondly app, we use a lot of games and activities where you pick up the language naturally, right? So it's effortless. It's like a game. You just do it, and it doesn't, step by step, and you just pick it up by just using the app. You pick up a lot of stuff, right? And that's the key, right? The small little by little, right? If you try to learn a language, yeah, in 1 week, right, that's going to be hard. But if you learn a few minutes here, a few minutes there over time, you will learn a lot. So you can pick up some cooking skills, right? You pick up so I would say not pick up cooking, but I picked up some cooking skills, meaning you were just with your mom or your grandma, and you learned those skills naturally, right? So you picked up cycling. You just use cycling. All right. Nice. Nice, nice. Very good. So you pick something up. Now, of course, pick up also means to get someone. Like let's say I picked my brother up from the airport, meaning I drove to the airport and I got him. I picked him up. Right. I took him home. So I was at home, and then he called me, "Hey, I'm at the airport." So I drove to the airport, I picked him up, and then I brought him home, right? So pick up can also mean, so it's the same exact phrasal verb, but different meanings. Right, so let's continue here, right? So this girl, she is trying to pick up some French while traveling. Good. Good, good, good. That's a great idea, by the way. Great idea is to pick up, if you're traveling to the US or to the UK, download the app and pick up some English expressions, right? Subscribe, follow me and listen to my live streams and pick up some expressions. Take notes, right? Take notes. She always gets after her grandparents on Sundays. She always takes care her grandparents on Sundays. She always gets care her grandparents on Sundays, or she always looks after her grandparents on Sundays. All right, so this is the poll question right here. All right, vote. Yeah, you can get the hang of that's a good one. You get the hang of something, right? You get used to it. I'm getting the hang of this, right? I'm getting the hang of this platform, right? Because every platform is different. If you go live on Instagram, right, it's different from Vimeo, it's different from YouTube, it's different from every single platform, but you get used to it. You get the hang of it. You, right, yeah, it becomes normal. Let's put it that way. Right. So now her grandma, look at this nice girl, right? She's in her early 20s. And every Sunday, she visits her grandparents, her grandma and her grandpa. Actually, both sets of grandparents. So her mom's parents and her dad's parents. She visits them and she spends time with them. But she also gets after, takes care, gets care, looks after. What does this mean here? Well, it means, take care of, right? So you can say take care of, or you can say, let's see how many people got it right. You can also say look after. So D is correct. D. She always looks after her grandparents on Sundays, right? Her grandma, her grandpa, she looks after them. She's a good girl. She's a good granddaughter. I think everyone should look after their parents and their grandparents. Of course, their kids as well, right? But we need to look after not only our kids, not only ourselves, but we need to look after our parents and grandparents, right? So a lot of people got confused here. Don't get confused. You can say take care of. That's okay. For example, I take care of my students. Right? We take care of our students. We take care of our community. Oh, we'll always take care of you. Don't worry. We'll always take care of you. That's, or look after. Same thing, but it's not care about. So a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to take care about my dog. No, that's not right. Right? You don't say take care about, you say take care of. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take, so who do you look after? So use look after in a sentence. Right. Don't forget the of. The of is very important. So who do you look after, or who looks after you? Right, if you're a senior citizen, maybe someone looks after you. Right? Do you look after someone, or does someone look after you? Now, if you don't have any kids, and if you have a pet, you can look after your pets as well. Right? You can look after your pets. You can look after your community. I look after my students. I take care of my students. I look after them. So who do you look after? Who looks after you? She always looks after her grandparents on Sundays. Now, look at this. These two girls here, these two girls are saying we need to meet and catch on soon, get on soon, catch up soon, or get up soon. So here it means we need to meet, we need to share news, we need to talk, we need to connect. So you can say all of these. Say, hey, we need to connect soon. That's a lot of people use that, right? Let's connect soon. But you can also say, let's catch on soon. Let's get on soon. Let's catch up soon. Let's get up soon. only one of these expressions is correct, right? And I know it's confusing, but this is why I want to teach you these natural expressions. This is why the title of the lesson is Speak English Naturally, not this robotic, you know, old school way, but the new school way, right? The one that we teach at Mondly, the one that you will learn if you download the app, right? So this one is, I'm going to give you the answer in just a few seconds, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's catch up. All right, we need to meet and catch up soon. Right? Let's catch up soon, guys. Right? You can tell your friends, let's catch up means let's connect. Right? Let's talk soon. Let's catch up. All righty, guys. So I watched TV when you calling. I was watching TV when you calling. I watching TV when you called. Or I was watching TV when you called. All right. Only one of these is correct, guys. Meaning there's one action that's happening while another one is exactly at one moment. Okay, so we're getting to the end of this, guys. So we need to, choose this one quickly, guys. Choose this one quickly. All righty. So the correct answer is I was watching TV when you called. D is the correct answer. I was watching TV when you called. All right. So I already have eaten dinner. I have already eaten dinner. Right. Or I have eaten already dinner. So choose the correct one. Which one is correct? A, B, or C? Choose. Right. Choose the correct answer. Right. So, and this means, in the past, like recent past, like means I am not hungry because I already have eaten dinner, I have already eaten dinner, or I have eaten already dinner. The correct answer here, guys, is I have already eaten dinner. So here already goes between the auxiliary verb, which is have, and the main verb, which is eaten. It goes in the middle. I have already eaten. I have already been. I've already studied. I've already washed my clothes. Now, the negative one is I haven't eaten dinner yet. I haven't already eaten dinner. I have already not eaten dinner. Or so A, B, or C. Okay, we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Choose the correct one. And then we will be done. Now, so have you already eaten dinner? That's the question. Have you already eaten dinner? Now, if you have, say, yes, I've already eaten dinner. If you haven't, then you would say, I haven't eaten dinner yet. Yet goes at the end. Alrighty, guys. So I'm going to remind you, the most important thing if you're watching this is to, of course, subscribe to the channel, right? Get the Mondly app. right? The future of language learning is Mondly, the best system, brought to you by Pearson, the #1 education corporation in the world. The biggest education company is offering you this super, super discount, 65% off if you go to this link. The link is at the top of the chat, or you can just, write it down there. Write it here, and it will also be in the comments. So go to the comments, go to the description, get your premium Mondly app. Okay, guys, nice talking to you. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Subscribe, like this video, get the Mondly app, and let's connect. Okay, let's catch up soon. Take care, guys. Bye bye.